Hello and welcome, world. My name is Oyeno Alubada and I'm your host today. And this show is the Entrepreneur Wilderness Radio Show from England. And today my guest is interview with Todd Ruehs, and he's a managing partner of Four Clowns Games and Toys Co. LLC. Started by four friends, the Clowns, during a camping trip to the high country in Arizona. The Four Clowns Game and Toy Co. LLC has had a fast and exciting launch. Basically, from inception to first sale, it took less than 90 days. That is amazing. So, Todd Ruehs, can you take us deeper into that and just explain to the audience exactly how that took place?
Yeah, for sure. Well, first of all, Yen, thanks for having me up. I really appreciate the invite to come on your show and
thank you.
Share with everybody a little bit about what we've done and how quickly we've done it. First of all, let me just give a little bit of background on myself so that it doesn't sound like I just got lucky here. I've spent 25 years in consumer goods sales, and had at various levels, all the way from a sales to business development to marketing side, as well as sales management. I spent 2 tours of duty, as I like to say, as a vice president of sales within 2 different organizations, so I have a fair amount of background experience. But with that said, anybody who's just starting out can learn from what I've gone through and what I'm sure other guests and yourself preach on your show.
Most definitely.
So let me, Steve Jobs said that any great presentation should never have more than 3 points. So let me give you the 3 things that I think would be fun and interesting for your listeners to learn. And I'm going to give a couple bonus ones at the end if we have some time as well.
Okay, okay, cool.
So the first thing I wanted to share with you is how to go from no ideas for a product to getting your product on retail shelves in 99 days or less.
Okay,
that is from literally I don't know how to brainstorm, how to come up with an idea, to having a manufactured finished product on retailer shelves.
Wow.
Tip number 2 I want to share is how to get the world's top designers, graphic artists, and software engineers to work for you for pennies on the dollar. And the third thing I want to share with you is my secret backdoor method to get your product on the shelf of Walmart or any other big box retailer.
Well, definitely not to hear that.
Okay. All right. So you want to start right at the beginning? Let's start with how to go from no idea to getting your product on the shelf in 99 days.
Yeah. Okay, let's do this. Okay, go for it.
Let me ask you, Yen, what do you think is the biggest lie in the business world today?
The biggest, that for whatever reason you need a business plan to, bring your product to market. That's the first one that came to mind.
Okay, excellent. That's true. First of all, whatever you read in the books, whatever you see on television, and all these things about going out and doing all this work, I think you're exactly right. One of the biggest stumblers to people is they just don't start and take action. That's right. The other biggest lie that I always find is the old adage that build a better mousetrap and the world will be the path to your door.
Yeah.
Complete rubbish. You just take that and throw that out right now. What that should have said was, market a mousetrap better and the world will be the path to your door.
So basically, just don't change your product, just have a better take and a perception of what people want or need.
Exactly. Let me share with you how we got into the business. So, as you mentioned in your intro, a couple of years ago, I was on a camping trip with a bunch of guys that I went to high school with and have hung out in college. And we do this twice every year. We do this guys camping trip. Just a great way to get away from the families and relax. And we do all kinds of crazy stuff. And so we're sitting around the campfire, and a bottle of Jack Daniels was getting passed around, and ideas began to flow.
Yeah.
And one of the guys who's my partner now said, what I don't understand is, here I am in a group of really smart guys, And remember, Jack Daniels was being passed around when he said this,
Okay.
so you could take the smart guys thing all in context here.
Yeah.
Anyways, he said, I'm in a group of really smart guys, and what I don't understand is why don't we have our own business, and why are we not making a whole bunch of money? So I said, I guess maybe in hindsight a little stupidly or a little rushed, I said, well, do you want to make money or do you want to build a business? And my partner said, what are you talking about? What's the difference? And I said, well, I can show you how to make money tomorrow. You can go get a lawnmower and start knocking on doors, and you can make money. Or if you want to build a business, you can build a business so that you can essentially outsource everything long term, and you can create processes so that you develop an organization that will live past you.
I think that's a very important. That's a very important distinction, because most people, they focus on the money rather than what they need to do to build something.
That's right. I don't know if you're aware of what they call the 4 quadrants of money. Have you ever heard this before?
No. Go, take me through it.
Okay, the 4 quadrants, and I may get this wrong, so bear with me here for a second.
Okay.
I'll have to remember this. So the 4 quadrants of money, obviously, if there was a graph, we would look at it. But the 4 quadrants of money are first of all, your money is tied to your time. So that's usually where you are an employee. You go to a job, you punch the clock, and in exchange for your time at that job, for your efforts, your skills, in some cases it's literally just time on the job, you are given a paycheck. The second quadrant of money is one in which you are, let's see if I can get this right. You are I'll give it as an example because I don't know what the word is, but you are like a doctor or you are a lawyer, where you basically you're still time constrained to your money, but your time is so much more valuable.
I think that'll be more specialized or self-employed.
Yes, and you know what? Yeah, self-employed. But remind me about that. Well, let's talk about self-employed later, because
okay.
One of the things I like to tell people is never ever be self-employed.
Oh yeah.
Never ever be self-employed.
I totally agree.
So I'll tell you. I'll share my ideas on that in a minute. The third quadrant of money is the entrepreneur. That is the guy who is developing processes and has employees and or a way to leverage his own time so that really the business is independent of his own time. So it's a great quadrant. The last quadrant is your money works for your money. So you're an investor. You buy a piece of real estate. You rent that real estate out. You make money regardless of your time.
Okay.
You put your money into the stock market. Your money makes money regardless of your time.
Cool. Okay.
So where we like to focus, what I started to explain to my partners was, let's focus on quadrant 3 money. Quadrant 2 is the like you said, the self-employed guy. Quadrant 3 is the entrepreneur. This is the area where you can then begin to literally leverage your time, and your business and your money becomes so less dependent upon your own efforts. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So bottle gets passed around a little bit more. The partners say, well, give me an example. And I use the old adage with them again. I said, well, listen, guys, this is not about building a better mousetrap. And one of my partners had said, we've got to come up with a genius idea. That's what we should be thinking about. And I said, no. You just need to think of a better way to market a product. That's all you need to do. And so they said, well, give us an example. We've been playing this game around the campfire called Liar's Dice.
Okay.
Are you familiar with the game at all?
Liar's Dice? Not really, no. There may be go on.
Okay, yeah, it's just it's a game of bluffing. Everybody has dice, everybody has cups. You hide your dice underneath your cups, and then you try and guess the best possible combination of dice amongst all the players who have their dice hidden, and you are ultimately trying to bluff your way to a showdown between one other player.
Right. Okay. Got it. Okay.
The game's literally been around for 400 years.
Really?
Okay, so it's not patented, it's not copyrighted. It's been featured in movies like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay.
Nobody has the rights to use it because it's now what's called in the public domain.
Okay.
So I picked up one of the cups and I said, well, why don't we take a look at this product? What are all the flaws with this product? Let's reimagine it. And once we reimagine it, let's do a better job of getting it into the marketplace. So we started thinking about it, and credit goes to my partners who are, started saying, well, geez, I'd really like to play with my kids, but I kind of feel like this is a game for the pub, not for the living room. Another one said, well, we've got, our set is boxy and it's hard to travel with. And another one of the guys said, well, it's all about skill, but wouldn't it be nice if there was also some sort of random thing that we could add to the game as well?
Okay.
So, and then another one of the guys said, the name Liar's Dice is a real turnoff to. I don't want to bring a game called Liar or something and play it with my 8-year-old child.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
it teaches them the wrong thing. So the bottle gets passed around a little bit more, and by the end of the night and into the next morning, we had reimagined the game, and we took it from being called Liar's Dice to a game that we called Diceception, a play off of dice and deception.
Okay.
And instead of putting it into a square box, we put it into a round tube with a handle on it, carried a string.
Okay.
We stacked 4 nice high quality cups inside of it with nice leather wrapping and the logo on them upside down. So when your cup's upside down on the table, the logo's the right side, the right way up. So
Okay.
which is a clever thing. And then we added an element that was called the second chance cube. Okay, and the second chance cube was a way to it was a random thing, and it was just a 6-sided die, and it said things like "you still lose" or "you lose 2 dice" or the winner loses, and it was just a random event that changed the outcome and made it fun. Because the best games in the world involve 2 things: skill and random events. So we added this all together. So literally by the next morning, through a brainstorming session, and this is a great first point for your listeners to think about. Gather people together and take an existing product and ask them, what don't you like, what do you like, and what do you think you could do better?
Exactly.
Those 3 questions are the basis for any great brainstorming session, and you'll come out with a really interesting outcome for a product.
That's quite interesting. I hope that the audience, you're writing this down at this minute. Yeah, please do carry on.
Okay, so by the morning we had a name, we had a concept, we had it all done. We were one more night of camping, and we talked about it a little bit more. A week later, we met at one of my partner's houses. We lined out the basic idea for it, and we broke up tasks and got a manufacturer, and I'll talk about that in a couple minutes. Got a manufacturer, got a prototype in about 2 weeks, and as soon as we got a prototype, guess what the next thing we did was?
You tested it with some people?
We did do testing,
yeah,
but we went to work right away selling it.
Okay.
Okay, because the